Good morning, everyone. You're watching CNN News 18. I am Anjali Pandey, and it's a big day today as the state of Karnataka is all set to go to polls.
आप जितना ज्यादा कीचड़ उछालोगे, कमल उतना ही ज्यादा खिलने वाला।
ये चुनाव कर्नाटक के जनता और कर्नाटक के भविष्य के बारे में है।
Those who are indulged in hate politics, such organizations we are going to ban.
आप सबका दिल से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
After a high-voltage campaign, the stage is all set for the much-awaited Karnataka Assembly elections. The voting will begin shortly and will continue till 6 p.m. Now, there are 224 seats in the state and a total of around 2,615 candidates are in fray. All three major political parties in the state, BJP, Congress and the JDS, have put in efforts to woo the voters, making promises and levelling accusations at each other to secure a majority in the state. The majority mark to form the government is 113 seats. The Election Commission has made elaborate arrangements for conducting free and fair elections. Around 3 lakh polling personnel have been deployed to conduct the polls. Now remember, the BJP has fielded its candidates on all 224 seats. Congress is fighting on 223 seats, while the JDS is contesting on 211 seats. And also, the counting of votes will take place on May 13. My colleague Harish Upadhyay is joining us live from Bengaluru. Harish, what's the mood and what can we expect today? It's a big day. It's a much awaited day for the state of Karnataka. We saw a high voltage campaign in the state in the last month. So is Karnataka all set to continue with the ongoing government, or is it set for a change?
Well, thank you. Absolutely. 5.3 crore people of Karnataka eligible to vote today, and remember, in the last 38 years we haven't had a successive government or a successive party getting mandate from the people. In the last 4 elections, only in 2013 we've had a clear-cut majority to one party. We've seen fractured mandate. We are at the Mount Carmel College. This is one of the polling stations in Bengaluru, and already we are seeing a lot of people who've turned up, especially senior citizens, and all of them queuing up. Already mock votes have been polled here, and the Election Commission ensuring that polling stations are ready. They've also ensured there are polling stations which have certain theme. For example, polling station here has a pink booth to encourage women voters to come out in large numbers. In fact, we have some breaking news coming in. Home Minister Amit Shah has put out a tweet on this crucial voting day. He says, on voting day, I urge our sisters and brothers of Karnataka to come out in large numbers to vote for good governance, development, prosperity in the state. Your one vote can ensure a pro-people and pro-progress government that will continue to take state to near heights. That's Amit Shah maintaining the line that he's maintained in all of his campaigns, that a double-engine sarkar is what can give Karnataka the boost it requires for development. Once again reiterating in his tweet, saying that I ask voters to come out in large numbers for good governance, development and prosperity in the state. Now let's look at the impact that this election will have. There are multiple issues that we have seen over the last 40 days or so ever since campaigning began. The BJP will be hoping that it can break the 38-year trend of a successive party not getting mandate and they can come back to power. The Congress hoping that they can cash in on this anti-incumbency that it's been talking for a long time. The JDS will be hoping that it can emerge as the kingmaker. The fact that in the last 3 out of 4 elections there have been fractured mandate in Karnataka, the JDS would be hoping that's what will continue this time round. We already see a lot of enthusiasm. We have voters going to various polling stations across Karnataka here at Mount Carmel College. My colleague Neetu is in Ramnagara and Purnima is in Shikaripura. Remember, that's a constituency where B.S. Yediyurappa and B.Y. Vijendra will be voting. Let me quickly go to Purnima. Purnima, usually there is voter apathy in urban centers, but we usually see good turnout in rural areas, especially in the first few hours. Is that the case in Shikaripura? What are you seeing there?
Well, yes, people are lining up at the polling booths. We did visit at 6:30 and we saw people already queuing up in the polling booth where Yediyurappa and his family will all set to vote. Right now, we are outside a temple where Yediyurappa, his son Vijendra, all of them will be here in a short while from now. They will first visit the temple. From here, they will then go to the polling booth. So we are waiting for the family to come here, and they will in fact visit the temple first before they go and cast their votes. But at 6:30, when we did visit two polling booths here in Shikaripura, queues were lining up. All of them were waiting to cast their votes. Early voters here lining up at polling booths as well. But at the moment, we are trying to give you visuals of Yediyurappa and his family visiting his temple anytime now. So in the next 5 minutes, there will be development here.
Absolutely. Former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa are likely to visit a temple. Another former Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah, who's hoping to become the Chief Minister again, is contesting from Varuna. He will be voting from Siddaramaiah Hundi in a short while from now. And my colleague Ritu is at Siddaramaiah Hundi in Varuna. Ritu, what's the mood like there? It's a constituency where the people are hoping that their MLA, or if their candidate who becomes an MLA goes on to become a Chief Minister. What's the mood like there in Siddaramaiah Hundi?
Well, for many here in Siddaramaiah Hundi, it's a matter of pride because the former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has won from this particular constituency for a couple of times with a huge margin. And this time again, there you can see in the visual that the people are all lining up here, coming here to vote, to cast their vote, the valuable vote that you can see in the visual. So the people are lining up here and entering one by one with their ID cards in the hand and casting their valuable vote. So this is these are the visuals coming in from the Siddaramaiah. So this is the first line that we're bringing, first line of people here who have gathered. But as you said, you know, it's an important constituency because Siddaramaiah had won from Varuna in 2008 and 2013. And in 2018 is when he decided to give this constituency to his son, Yatindra. And now again, he felt that this is his safe seat and he should be getting back to Varuna. So that's the reason Siddaramaiah will be contesting from this constituency. But in the visual that you can see people all showing their ID cards and all set to vote for their representatives. So as you said, the Karnataka is all set to vote for its representatives.
Absolutely. 5.3 crore people eligible to vote this time round. Purnima, coming back to you. Shikaripura, a bastion of B.S. Yediyurappa, has won it multiple times now. It's almost a passing on of the baton to his son, B.Y. Vijendra, who's contesting from there. We've seen protests just before the elections were announced because of the internal reservation. But a heated political campaign too has taken place in Shikaripura.
Well, absolutely. Ever since the BJP started its elections in Karnataka, it was only Yediyurappa's bastion, except for once in 1999 when he lost, and of course in 2013 the BJP lost when Yediyurappa floated his own party and Yediyurappa won. So now he's passed on the mantle to Vijendra. But as you said, there has been resistance in terms of protests against government's recommendation for internal reservation. But Vijendra in his campaign has time and again said and addressed this particular issue and has promised them that they will definitely consider the protesters' voice will be heard, is something that Vijendra has assured during his campaign. And many say it's Yediyurappa's bastion. This is the first time his son is making his electoral debut. Aggressive campaigns, but it's going to be a tough fight because there has been resistance. And now the Lingayat community, while Yediyurappa says is 101% with the BJP. We'll have to wait and see which way the voters will vote. But it has been Yediyurappa's bastion, and now Vijayendra has been actively campaigning, not just here but across the state as well. But here there has been resistance. Vijayendra tried addressing it while he was campaigning, but which way the voters will vote, all eyes on 13th. At the moment, looks like a tough fight here in Shikaripura as well.
Absolutely. May 13th, we'll get to know if Vijayendra will win from Shikaripura. Will he have a massive lead like Yediyurappa has always enjoyed in Shikaripura? Talking about the other former Chief Minister, Siddaramaiah, remember, it's a constituency that's seen high decibel campaign. Ritu, coming back to you, we've had Somana campaigning extensively in Varuna constituency as well. The BJP wants to tie up. In fact, they wanted to tie up Siddaramaiah to Varuna. What have we seen over the last 3-4 weeks, especially with this high decibel campaign in Varuna?
Well, we did see, a lot of star campaigners also coming here in the Mysuru and campaigning for their leaders. For Siddaramaiah, that we did see how an actor, Shivraj Kumar, along with his wife, was here for campaigning along with the Siddaramaiah. And on the other hand, for Somana as well, it was Amit Shah who came down here for a road show, as well as the BJP's tallest leader, B.S. Yediyurappa as well. He too did a campaign for Somana. But here in the Varuna constituency this time, where Siddaramaiah is contesting, who was been told by his party high command to actually take this as in the safe seat and to contest from the Varuna. So he did go by what the high command had to say. But on the other hand, the BJP has fielded Lingayat strong leader Somana. Again, you see now this time it's a close fight between BJP and Congress there. However, JDS candidate Bharti Shetty is also again one of the Dalit leader from this constituency. We will have to see that how much is that he will be able to win the hearts of the voters this time actually. But on the other hand, of course, the Siddaramaiah, as we were talking about, in 2008 that he went on to win from Varuna, and 2013 as well, and 2018 he decided to ensure that his son gets the proper political career, and he went on to give this constituency to Yatindra. But after High Command said that he should be getting back to Varuna because the party needs him in the other parts of the Karnataka for the campaigning. That's the reason you see Siddaramaiah was told to contest from Varuna, and there he decided to contest from Varuna. And of course, now that we are getting to see this close fight, it will really be interesting that how much is that the BJP making it attempt to divide the votes here for the Congress and ensure that it poses threat to the Siddaramaiah as well when it comes to dividing the votes. We'll have to see how much of that the BJP will succeed in that. But we do know that Siddaramaiah went on to become Chief Minister after winning from Varuna, and also he went on to become opposition leader as well in 2008 after winning from Varuna. So yes, Varuna plays an important role for the Siddaramaiah, a place which is very close to his heart as well. So this is an interesting fight that we will get to see this time.
Stay on with us, Ritu. We have Preeti Sompura joining us from Bengaluru. Preeti, the civic apathy in Bengaluru, the voter apathy in Bengaluru of low voter turnout has been a huge problem. This city witnessed around 58% in 2013, much lesser in 2018. Can we see that changing this time round? Considering the fact that the Prime Minister has campaigned extensively, the Election Commission has gone overboard trying to ensure that the process of enrolling into a voter list or getting a voter ID is all the more easier.
Voting has just begun in the BS college in Bengaluru, and you can see that so many crowd has come here. You can see the voting has already begun. Yeah. So you have done the first voting here.
First voting.
At 7 a.m.
Yeah, 7 a.m. Exact 7 a.m.
So what time you reach here? And it's a massive crowd here.
6:30 here. No crowd. Now we have no crowd.
So you can see that people have started arriving here, and we can see that lots of senior citizens has also come here. You can see the crowds here, and the voting has begun in the BS college in Bangalore. But this time we are seeing that lots of the first time voters and the senior citizens are coming here for the voting, and we can speak to some more people. You have come so early for the voting.
Yes, we wanted to finish it early, first thing in the day.
First time voter?
No.
So when you are a youth, so when you are going for the voting, what you will see, the candidates or a party?
The party. Yeah, because you see overall how they are, functioning in the rest of the country, right? So I think the party.
Yeah. So you have seen that currently I am at the BS college in Bangalore, and people have started coming here, especially the senior citizen and the youth. And we can see lots of people gather here for the voting. And within a few minutes from now, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and the founder of the Infosys, Mr. Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy will come here for voting.
Yes, they in fact have been one of the crucial message bearers in terms of voting and ensuring that they vote in all elections. They are expected to vote in a short while from now there in Bengaluru. Now look at how the process takes place, and as Preeti has been showing here as well, near Mount Carmel College in Bengaluru, we've had a lot of senior citizens being the first voters at this station here. We've also had a lot of youngsters also turning up in quite a good numbers. In fact, the idea in Bengaluru, we usually see good voter turnout by 8 or 9, and the trend has been that by around noon we've seen the voting pace slowing down and once again picking up in the last 2-3 hours of polling. Remember, it will go on till 6 o'clock. The polling will go on till 6 o'clock. This time round, the Election Commission having different theme-based polling stations. We are at Mount Carmel College. There is a pink booth here. They also have a booth for youngsters. There's one theme-based polling station around going green. We've also had a Go Native polling station. In fact, in the tribal areas of Karnataka, they've also ensured that there are polling stations that have a traditional theme and something that voters there can connect with. Now, going back to Purnima, we've seen fractured mandate in Karnataka in the last 3 out of 4 election. Perhaps it was only in 2013 that we had a clear-cut mandate to the Congress party. 2008, the BJP fell short of majority by a few seats. They had to go for post-poll arrangements to ensure that they get majority. We've seen a fractured mandate in 2018, leading to 2 governments between 2019 and 23. Perhaps that's something that all parties have spoken about, asking people to give a clear mandate. Is that something that you think will be on the minds of people when they go to vote this time round?
Well, absolutely. Many of them want a clear mandate for a particular party, and that's something that residents of Shikaripura as well think that obviously here it's always been Yediyurappa's bastion, and they want a clear mandate to be given to one party, because we've seen how there has been a fractured mandate so far, and between 2018 till now itself there have been both the BJP and the Congress in power, and there have been many issues that people of Karnataka have been facing, which is why they want a clear mandate this time as well. And that's something that's echoed by many people we've spoken to ever since they started queuing up here at Shikaripura polling booths at as early as 6:30 a.m. as well. That they do not want a hung assembly is something that we've heard from people since 6:30 a.m. today.
Absolutely. Political parties do not want a fractured mandate, all of them asking for a clear majority for themselves. We also have certain voices that has come in from across Karnataka. Let's listen into that and quickly talk about other issues that have really hit the headlines this election season.
This coming election, what are the issues based on which you will be casting your vote?
What can I say? Anything they do good for this country, that is based on what they are doing it. So we should vote for such people that who will bring up the country, work for them.
Being a senior citizen, I don't expect much because our time is over. But in future, see, the politicians should think about welfare of all people and citizens.
What would you expect for the younger generation? Would you like
They should work for poor. They should consider everything a person should have, like water, electricity, all this. Everyone should enjoy. And that is why one should come and forward and help everyone to come up. That is what India should be number one in the world.
Well, all our reporters are spread out across Karnataka. We'll keep going to them, but quickly we are here at the Mount Carmel College, and we have a senior citizen couple here. They've been waiting since 6 in the morning, and they've just finished voting, perhaps one of the first voters in Bengaluru. Sir, I'm sure you've voted in multiple elections over the last few decades. How important is it for youngsters to come out and vote?
Every time we come here just to request everybody to come and vote. Welfare of India.
Absolutely. I'll come to you, sir, but former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa about to cast his vote there in Shikaripura. Remember, he visited a temple before going to vote, and Purnima is there, my colleague in Shikaripura. That's the bastion of B.S. Yediyurappa, and that's where he and his family have voted for a number of elections. Now, Purnima, over to you.
Well, Harish, Yediyurappa, Vijendra have in fact come to the temple. They have entered the temple now to seek blessings, and from here they will be going to cast their vote. Remember, B.S. Yediyurappa and his family have always been one of the early voters that we've seen over the years, and this time also they are in fact visiting the temple as we speak. You can see visuals on the screen here. They are visiting a Hanuman temple, which is about half a kilometer from their residence. From here, they will be going to the polling booths to cast their votes. Both Vijendra and former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa here inside the Hanuman temple, and that's the visual that you can see on the screen. They are going to the polling booth from here. Back to you.
Okay, perhaps in a short while you will see B.S. Yediyurappa making his way to the polling station. It's been a tradition for him to go to a temple before he casts his vote. Sir, we've seen Bangalore having a very low voter turnout. How important do you think it's for the city to vote in big numbers to ensure the city's infrastructure improves?
It is very, very important for every citizen and come and vote for vote.
Yes.
And never be lethargy in doing all this. We being citizen, serious citizen, come here first to vote. The same way everybody should come and vote. And that is what we require for everyone to be good and happy.
I believe you've been waiting here since 6 o'clock, sir.
This is not the first time. Every time we come early, 1 hour early, and we wait. And you are the first person to vote.
Oh, absolutely. I hope the youngsters really follow this, and we see us
should follow and do something that we should be proud of.
Elect right person. Elect right person for their future.
Yeah.
So life is dependent upon the political situation.
Absolutely, sir. Thanks a lot for talking to us. There you go, a very clear message from these senior citizens that you need to come out and vote, and who you vote and who comes to power really will have an impact on your life as well and the country as a whole. Ritu, you are at Sidramaya Hundi. Usually rural areas see very good voting in the first few hours, and overall as well they have a higher percentage of voting. What are you seeing at Sidramaya Hundi? Thank you, sir.
Very true. You see, as you mentioned, there will be a lot of voters who actually turn up early time in the morning. I'll also try and get you some voices here from the senior citizens that I really can see in the visual who have all lined up here. We'll try and speak to them about what really matters to them while they are voting here in the important constituency. You see, this is the bastion of the Sidramaya, the former Chief Minister. Sir, you vote madakanta bandidira. So, nimage yav issues tumba matter agutte vote madbekadre.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಇದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವರು ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಭಾಳ ಛಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಜನಬೆಂಬಲ ಇದೆ. ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ಜನಾಂಗದ ನಾಯಕ, ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷದ ನಾಯಕರು, ಮತ್ತು ಈಗಲೂ CM ಆಗೋ ಅಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಜನ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವರ್ಣ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು.
There you see one of the voters saying that Varuna constituency happens to be an important constituency. I can see one more youngster here. So, ನೀವು vote ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? First time vote ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲ second time vote ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? So, ಎಷ್ಟು important vote ಮಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು? ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆ vote ಮಾಡಬೇಕು?
ವೋಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಪ್ರಜೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಅದು ಒಂದು 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೂ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನೆಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರು ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್.
ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲಿಂದ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ವೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ವೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ನೀವು ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ ಬೇರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ವೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ?
ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವನ ಯಾರು ಎತ್ತಿ ಹಿಡಿತಾರೆ, ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ, ದಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವಿನ್. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ Siddaramaiah and I are the classmates and working as advocates for a long time, but now I retired from practice. I just continue the agriculture. Only
so what are the development works that you're really looking forward to this time?
Siddaramaiah developed so much, particularly those who suppressed in the society. He supported a lot.
So you look you are of course a senior citizen, but why I want to ask you one thing, that why should youngsters more come out and vote this time? So what is your message?
Right. Well, in fact, B.S. Yediyurappa, they're coming out of the temple. In a short while, he will be making his way to the polling station to cast his vote. Purnima, very important for the BJP to ensure that the entire community, Lingayat community, or the larger voter base of B.S. Yediyurappa continues to back him and the party, despite Yediyurappa not being going out of the electoral race and not being in the reckoning for the chief minister post if the BJP comes back to power.
Absolutely. B.S. Yediyurappa has always been a tall leader, and the crowds that in fact you see at his public meetings and also his campaigns, that is unbeatable. And even though he's not active in politics, he's been actively campaigning across the state, promising that BJP will definitely get a clear mandate, and that just because he's not actively involved in politics, that will not impact the BJP's performance. In fact, he's also been actively campaigning across the state, not just for his son, but for the party. And even here today, he and Vijendra are, as always, have come in early to cast their votes, and they are in fact going by foot to the polling booth. You can see the visuals on the screen after visiting the temple. B.S. Yediyurappa now walking towards the polling booth, which is another half a kilometer from here, and that shows how active B.S. Yediyurappa is, and indeed the tallest, one of the tallest leaders in Karnataka, and that speaks.
Yes, right. Purnima, we'll come back to you. We'll wait for B.S. Yediyurappa to make his way to the polling station in just a few minutes from now. But time for a quick break. On the other side, we'll get you more reports from across Karnataka on how the polling is picking up pace